J. Cole is super smart with the marketing here as he has dropped a surprise mixtape prepping fans for the long awaited The Fall Off album. But most importantly, he responded back to Kendrick Lamar's diss on Like That. What is good, y'all? It's your boy Mixtape Mob. Please smash up that like button and subscribe to the channel. But let's just get right into it. My thoughts on this track, 7 Minute Drill. It's safe to say that J. Cole has been one of the most sought after mainstream lyrical rappers in the game for the past year or so. All eyes and ears have essentially been glued to J. Cole's very next move, and that's in part to his crazy feature run for the past couple years. Yeah, the man is really buzzing off features alone. But this track, 7 Minute Drill, is his response to Kendrick, even though Kendrick mostly took aim at Drake. But props to Cole for being the first to actually step up and put that response on wax, letting K.Dot know that he's kinda ready for war. But first, let me talk about this instrumental. We actually have a beat shift. Now, the first part I thought was just alright, while the second portion, produced by Conductor Williams, had that dreary boom bap beat that slapped. As a whole, though, if I were to compare the production for the Kendrick and the Cole song, I'd have to say the Metro beat was harder. Now that that part is over, let me just get straight into the bars to see what J. Cole is talking about. He opens it up with, I got a phone call. They say there's somebody dissing. You want some attention? It comes with extensions. So obviously, Cole is playing with Kendrick's words about extensions from Like That. Cole then takes aim at Kendrick's discography, and I gotta question his logic somewhat here, because with all due respect to J. Cole, he doesn't have nearly as strong of a discography as Kendrick Lamar. And I say this as someone who actually likes J. Cole as a rapper more. Look, whether you like Kendrick or you don't, the man has a strong 4 album run. But J. Cole said, your first shit was classic. Your last shit was tragic. Your second shit produced to sleep, but they gassed it. Your third shit was massive, and that was your prime. All right, so while there was some truth here and a little bit of humor, I also noticed that Cole was giving, Kendrick his flowers while also dissing him. Now, with respect to Pimp a Butterfly, I understand this is a polarizing album, but I think it is deemed as a universal modern day classic at this point, even if you don't love the album. Sure, it might have been a little overrated, and I know there are some white pretentious hipster kids that put that album over the top, but it's still a good album. However, Cole's line about Morales, that was totally accurate because I personally have not felt the urge to listen to that album since it dropped, and I never felt that way about Kendrick albums prior. Then Cole got in a nice jab with, boy, I got here off of bars, not no controversy. So I wonder what he was getting at here as far as the controversy. Is he talking about how Kendrick was rocking Jesus's thorn crown, or is he talking about all the hype about the control verse? Also, the following line was pretty amusing. He's averaging one hard verse like every 30 months or something. I feel there were no lies detected here, since Kendrick took forever to drop some music. But the following lines may have been Cole's most cold-blooded on this song. If he wasn't dissing them, we wouldn't be discussing him. Damn, that was a super low blow. However, there might be some truth in it. Then what we get are a series of bars that kind of paints J. Cole as this conflicted brotherly type figure who may have some regrets about going for Total Blood. And I think this style did seem suited for the unique position that J. Cole was in, considering that Kendrick mostly dissed Drake. But the Nino and G Money line has some crazy imagery, no doubt. Cole does get back to some more ruthless bars, though, with your arms might be too short to box with the God. Obviously, he's poking a little fun at Kendrick's physical stature, but he's also channeling a Hove line. And it's back to the more brotherly feud kind of bars with my text flooded with hunger for a toxic reply. I'm hesitant. I love my brother, but I'm not gonna lie. I'm powered up for real. That shit would feel like swatting a fly. So I feel Cole was kind of exuding that gentle giant energy here, like, hey pal, hey buddy, I don't want to really hurt you. After this, Cole takes another page out of Jay-Z's playbook with 4 albums in 12 years. Dude, I can divide. And on some of these closing bars, J. Cole makes it pretty clear what his whole intention behind the track was with this is merely a warning shot to back dudes down. And I think that's essentially what this song is at the end of the day. Now, I know since this is a competition involving two out of the big three, folks probably wanted to see a little more blood drawn, something maybe a little more savage like from Cole. But I think Cole was just throwing something out there to see where Kendrick stands. But I totally understand some listeners out there who might be disappointed because Cole was not getting super disrespectful, and fans may have wanted that, but it makes perfect sense from Cole's perspective. But I'm not gonna hold you. There was a part of me that views warning shot like tracks as soft, considering that I did witness the rap beefs in the 90s and 2000s. However, then I am instantly reminded that these big battles, like let's say Takeover and Ether, they didn't just happen overnight. You know, there was a series of warning shots that led to this big buildup for those iconic diss tracks. But my overall thoughts, if I had to compare the Cole and Kendrick tracks, I'd say that the Kendrick had better production and maybe Kendrick was a little more aggressive. But J. Cole, for me, had the better song, the better verse or verses, a better flow. And honestly, I'd rather listen to J. Cole these days more than Kendrick. And despite the perceived brotherly jabs being thrown here, there were still traces of savage lines from Cole that I think have yet to be fully materialized. But let me know your thoughts below and let me know who you think is up after round one. Did J. Cole go hard enough or was it a little light? It's your boy Mixtape Month. I'm signing out. As always, it's peace and blessings. One.